The Paseo Circles of Identity.
Oh, next, please.
Yeah, tell me about it.
When a group would like to examine issues of identity, diversity, beliefs and values, and would like to begin making connections between who they are and how that shapes their decisions and behaviors, the Paseo can be a tool for initiating dialogue. It is essentially a two-step process, which begins with individual reflection and then moves into personal storytelling. This is a flexible process, in that the theme of questions and prompts can be tailored to meet the objectives of the group. As mentioned, the process of the Paseo circles consists of two different steps. In the first step, each participant draws a web of circles, roughly resembling the diagram of a molecule. The basic design looks like the figure on the right. Within this diagram, each group member should write his or her name in the center circle. Each additional circle should contain a word or phrase that captures some element of his or her identity. Those terms or descriptors that have most helped shape who the person is or how he or she interacts in the world. As an additional step, participants may be asked to include words or phrases that other people use to identify them. This may be done in a different color or in a pencil rather than in ink. In the second step, the entire group moves to stand in a large open area, forming two concentric circles in preparation for the dialogue portion of this process. Some group members will prefer to take their notepads with them, an even number of people as necessary. Since the dialogue takes place in pairs, the outer circle faces inwards while the inner circle faces outwards. The facilitator will now begin to ask the group to think about and respond to a series of questions. Important instructions to provide before the questioning starts are: once the questions have been stated, everyone will be allowed 1 minute to think about his or her own response to the question. This is intended to ensure that each person is fully listening to her or his partner during the dialogue process. At the end of the 1 minute thinking time, the facilitator will announce the beginning of the round of dialogue. The partners will discuss their responses to the questions in 3 minutes. At the end of this dialogue, the facilitator will ask the group members to discuss the outcomes and note down how this will impact their group. Either the inner or the outer circle will be asked to shift to the left or the right. The next round of dialogue will begin with a new question, and the process continues through each round of questions or prompts. During the process, it is important to focus on the facts and be unbiased. Now, let's take a look at an example case. We will look at the example person named Lawrence. He wrote down some key characteristics of himself in the blue circles and asked his family and friends how they would describe him. These descriptions are visualized in the green circles. In the following video, a group of students will form a circle to get to know each other. The setup of the circles can be seen in this picture. The video shows a group of students who need to work together on a case. To get to know each other, they use the Paseo tool. They first filled in their own Paseo circles of identity and afterwards asked some other fellow students and friends how they would describe each other. Once the circles were filled in, they formed two circles and started having discussions about their personalities on the basis of the questions of the facilitator.
Oh, next, please.
After having the dialogue, they wrote down the takeaways of the conversation, which were collected at the end of the session to conclude the tool. Well, I hope you now understand the aspects of the Paseo circles of identity and that your group can do it yourself. Thank you for watching and listening, and good luck with using this tool. See you later.
So what have you learned from the Paseo tool?
So Paseo tool was a great tool to know about the other person and the group as a whole, because the circle was just circling around the people, and you got to know about the other persons really well. So the questions were framed in such a way that you really got to know about the intense things that the people went through, and you really talked about your personality as well. So you explained about yourself along with getting to know the other person really well. So I think it is a great tool to know about a very large group. So yeah.